Right on the first week of January, Netflix just dropped one of its new movies, a Spanish horror thriller that I couldn't wait to check it out. So this is my review of The Wasteland. We follow a family formed by a mother and a son that live isolated from society, trying to lead a peaceful and quiet life. But soon enough, that is disturbed by a mysterious stalkering creature that shows up and puts their relationship to the test. Now, before I properly start with my review for The Wasteland, I want you to let me know your thoughts on it, so drop them down there in the comments below and start the conversation, because that's the most important part. And if you like movies and TV, this is the place to be, so consider clicking that subscribe button so you don't miss any future conversation on your favorite movies and TV. This is a film that caught me off guard. I just saw that it was a new film that dropped on Netflix. It was a horror thriller. I didn't even know it was Spanish until they started talking. So that was a nice surprise as well. And with a little bit of research, I found out that the proper translation from El Páramo, which is the original title, is the Moors, which in the 19th century in Spain is where the church disposed of Muslim people. Now, the film doesn't specifically get into the faith of this family, but I think there are some really nice themes that play into that subtly enough for you to be able to look past that. If you don't get it, it's okay. But I think translating El Páramo to the Moors would have contextualized a little bit better what is going on in this film. Because this film is all visuals, it's all tension, and it's all the performances. The performances by this mother and this young child who, honestly, I don't think I've ever seen any of them, specifically a kid this young. It is impressive to just watch them interact with each other and have such a strong relationship that is established throughout the film, and then it getting tested throughout as they're stalked by this mysterious creature that I really like that for the most part we never see. We just have to take in the sounds that this kid hears and live vicariously through his fear. And I think that's spectacularly done. The cinematography as well is gorgeous. Everything is dirty. Everything is off-putting just looking at it, because you know they don't live in the safest conditions, and they've established a perimeter around their house where you cannot go past a certain point, otherwise you don't know what happened, and they just always almost step into it. And so they play with this sense of danger and the rules they establish throughout the film very well to generate tension and suspense throughout the film. And so that is the most effective part of this film, is how it generates tension and suspense throughout. It's got this constant dark, eerie feeling where you just never know when something is going to happen. And they constantly trick you very well. What is most commendable about the film in terms of that generating of tension and suspense throughout is how this is a one-location thriller. And I love how they can just squeeze everything they can out of just this relationship between this mother and this son in this one house, where they're isolated from everything. It's just them. The longer the film goes on, when it comes to those ideas being spread a little thin, is where you can start to feel it going into the third act. So by the end, you can feel like certain things were not explored enough, but the things that were explored were as explored as they can be, where they squeeze just about every ounce of tension and suspense that they can. But it's that relationship that really makes it work and makes the film shine. The direction is where I felt it was a little bit inconsistent. I felt like this director can clearly direct actors very well, and the script is tight. This runs at 90 minutes and it's so well done, where every scene feels deliberate and precise and necessary. But I do feel like some ideas from the script come across a little bit undercooked. And so while I think the film is overall solid and presents these ideas in an interesting way, it can never flesh them out enough. And so I feel they were solid but lacking in terms of what their full potential could be. There are just some ideas that are not fully explored. Even though they are present in the themes of the film, I feel a longer runtime could have helped flesh them out and make them more impactful in what the film is really going for. But that relationship at the core of this film between the mother and the son, and the protector versus the protectee, and how that changes throughout the film, that dynamic is really what hooks you in. The performances are strong, the visuals are breathtaking, and it's just a high-octane film when it comes to the tension. There's not a single moment where you feel you can breathe and you're constantly afraid for these characters. In that sense, I think the film really works, even though it doesn't get to be a great film, but there are such interesting ideas in this. I think it's a really strong first horror film for the year. I'm giving The Wasteland a B. Those are my thoughts on Netflix's The Wasteland. What did you think about it? If you've seen it, if you're interested, anything and everything, drop them down there. Make sure you let me know your thoughts when you do see it. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my channel members Bruna and Stuart for making this video possible. And if you want to consider becoming a channel member, check a link in the description and see if the perks are for you if you're interested at all. If not, I thank you anyway. I'll be back very soon with many more reviews, and I hope to see you on those. And so until the next one, love each other and love the movies.